But you did direct this movie called A New Wave.
Yep.
Right?
It's called New Wave. It was independently financed, raised all the money, shot it in Connecticut, New York in 2007, and then got a sales agent that liked it enough, thought he could sell it. Did sell it to a company called Think Film, which you probably heard of. And I was really psyched because Think Film at the time was really cool. It was one of the really cool independent distributors. There was movies I'd heard of. They did Half Nelson. They did Taxi to the Dark Side. They did Murder Ball.
You essentially, when you started, had no connections to the industry.
None.
You managed to raise a good amount of money.
We ran $250,000.
You cast John Krasinski in one of his first features.
Yeah, that was he had done The Office. He'd done the pilot for The Office. It hadn't been picked up, which was good for us. And I didn't know any of this. He just came in and auditioned, and the guy was fucking great.
I know. Rupert's got a great inside guy.
The killing is the fun part, you know.
Attendez, have you boys ever used a gun before?
Yeah, I've used a gun. Coney Island, they're tied down, but they're real guns. Yeah.
We had made the deal with him, and then maybe like a week later, The Office got picked up for, I think, first 6 episodes. It wasn't a tremendous deal. It wasn't like a bunch of money up front. It was a little bit of money up front, basically to finish the film. The back end deal was very, very good. Like, so I was like, okay, I can pay. I think we have a really good shot at paying my investors back. To me, that was like the big thing, because if I can pay them back, they'll give me that money again. They'll let it ride. Even if it's not gangbusters, I think in a year or so, we should be able to make our money back, and then some. And then, the movie came out. I had some inside, one of my producers, your brother, they had some connections with the DVD business. And so he was able to call people and say, how many, normally a filmmaker, you have no idea what sold, what didn't sell, but he was able to call in and get some favors and be like, okay, Hollywood Video bought this many copies, Blockbuster Video bought this many copies, this many went to this rent track, or all these different things. So we kind of put together a number in our head of how many DVDs are out there. We knew how much the wholesale value was. So I'm starting to do the math in my head. And we should be past the break-even point here. We should be able to really make some money. So I'm waiting for our first statement. And you're supposed to get a statement, I think every 6 months was in our deal. So 6 months comes, I don't get a statement. So I'm like, okay, I don't, I'm calling people. Okay, I'm getting the runaround. Bruce is calling people, getting the runaround. I think it was up to a year. Finally, after I think Bruce had to go into the offices in New York. He went down to New York. He marched into the guy's office, barged into his office, and was like, what the fuck, man? They gave us a statement, and it said we had $100,000 in marketing costs that were deducted off the top, which is standard, and we knew that. I knew that going in. It wasn't a surprise. It was part of the contract. You're still in the red $30,000. I'm like, the numbers of DVDs that doesn't add up at all with the inside numbers that I already know about. So, but I think that might have been the only statement we ever got, because we didn't get another statement. So 6 months goes by, I'm sitting there. I have, now my investors are like, hey, how did the movie do? I had to borrow $10,000 from my dad to hire a lawyer to try to get our money back. So I was suing just to get the upfront money. And we're not even talking about the money that I think they owe me on the back end, which I estimated to be around $500,000, which would have paid everyone back and then given everybody a little extra. We did a summary judgment, and Think Film were required to pay us, and they actually did. They cut us a check for $5,000. So I gave $5,000 back to my dad, and then they cut us another check for $5,000. I gave that back to my dad. So now we're even, and then we never got another dime, and then they went into bankruptcy. So.
And how common do you think that what they did is?
I think that is absolutely how it works. And unfortunately, I think that I'm not saying every company is like that, but I think listen, the music industry is very similar. There are no shortage of stories of people getting ripped off. There are no shortage of stories of people just getting taken advantage of. And the truth is, I think it's much bigger than the film industry. Our whole legal system operates on whoever has more money is likely going to win, whether it's a murder case or whether it's a lawsuit. It's just how much money it takes to sue someone. So contracts be damned. I didn't have enough money to challenge them. Like, I am one film that Think Film owned and probably 300, 400 that didn't see a dime. I know just anecdotally, not personally, but the filmmaker Alex Gibney, who did Taxi to the Dark Side, which won the Oscar, he never got shit from Think Film for it. So, again, it's not even just little people. So if someone that, I mean, he'd done Client 9, and this guy, he's a well-established filmmaker with people in the industry behind him, with expensive lawyers, with managers, with all those things. He couldn't get it out of these people.
Well, I seem to remember even Peter Jackson had this suit over the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he had to sue New Line. Yeah. Well, even if I had millions of dollars to throw into a lawsuit, what would it take for me to sue Think Film? And it'd probably take $300,000, $500,000 to sue to possibly get my money back. Yeah. And now, so it's not even worth it, right? So that does create it creates this environment where it's very, very easy to take advantage of people's dreams. Sad thing is, it wasn't necessarily the folks at Think Film who started the company, because Think Film got bought by a bigger conglomerate, and that's when I think things turned. And it was right around the time I sold my film to them. But I figured if you're anywhere in that, like, under $500,000, you should be able to turn a profit.
Yeah. Well, and you did.
I mean,
you did turn profit.
Yeah.
It's just
someone stole it.